trust within yourself. Okay? Faith is what you need within yourself. Hope within yourself will help you get there. Belief within yourself will make it easier. And honesty within yourself is probably where you need to begin. As long as you can be honest with yourself about every little thing, you don't need to justify anything to anybody else. You just need to be honest with yourself and say, you know, I'm not telling anybody, but I did that because it was vindictive and it made me feel good. Yeah. Yeah, you know it. You don't need to tell anybody else. So just be honest within yourself. And, yeah, those are a few of the things that I kind of came up with today to kind of chat a little bit about. If I start screaming and running, it's because there is a wasp that is flying around here, and I'm not real strong with wasps. I'm sure that I know that there's a purpose for them here, but I'm just not sure that I know what it is or where, this is going to be fun. Oh, Kathleen in Malta, are you there?
Yes.
Hello, Kathleen. How are you?
Hello. I'm good, thank you. And you? How are you?
I'm really good, except there's a wasp flying around me. So we're going to work through this because I am going to face my fear of this wasp. So, How is your weather doing?
Summer, it's hot.
It's hot here too. I love it. So, but I bet we get a lot less hot days than you do.
Oh yeah,
I don't think
it's really hot right now.
I don't really know if I've ever spoken with anybody in Malta. So, how can I help you tonight, Kathleen?
Just I want to connect me with my father because he passed away a long time ago.
Yes, I do have your father here, and I feel a very huge sadness around you, Kathleen. Now, I don't think that this is just to do with your father, and there seems like just a bit of. Have you had a lot of chaos, and now it's just like really quiet?
Yeah, it's a lot of things happen to my life.
Yeah. I do have your father here, and I also have. Has your father's mother passed also? There's a female with him. Yeah, she's with him right now. And did she pass when you were very young?
Yes.
Yes. Have you seen pictures of her at your age? Because the two of you look very, very similar, she tells me. She says that you're a very patient and kind person, and that you always are giving to others. And you've neglected yourself in this. Now, are you married?
I was.
Ah, you were. Okay. Because I wanted to ask because I did not feel that that there was a marriage there, but I didn't want to say for sure because I kind of felt like there was. It's confusing sometimes, my dear. I'm sorry. So, and it took a lot of strength for you to not be in this marriage anymore.
Yeah.
And,
but
your grandmother wants you to know that you did exactly the right thing, and don't you ever look back and have any regrets. Okay, you learned lots during that time, but she says you come from a very long line of strong women. You're not loud. You're kind of silent. You keep to yourself. You're kind of the quiet lady until you get mad. Then they should probably run because it's not pretty when you blow your top.
Yeah,
so,
she knows me well.
Yeah, so, now, you were young when your father passed also.
Yeah, I was.
Sorry, I had to get a drink. I'm sorry, honey.
That's okay.
But he wants you to know he didn't miss anything. Okay. Do you have a daughter?
No, both sons.
Okay. Both, you have two sons?
Yeah.
Did you lose a baby?
No.
Well, I see a little girl in your life now, whether this is from one of your sons as a future as a granddaughter. I think that's where it's come from. I don't really see any more children with you.
Might be my brother, my brother's daughter.
Is she having a baby?
No, he has a daughter. No.
Oh, you're saying, this could be your brother. Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, now right now, is she like 12 years old? Or like, I'd say 11, 12, 13?
No, still young.
Is there a young
daughter of mine?
Is there a young lady around you that is about that age?
No.
Okay.
Because my family lives in Philippines. I live in Malta right now.
Oh, I see. Okay. Now, were you 11, 12, 13 when your father passed?
No, I was 12.
You were 12 years old when your father passed? Okay, that's...
Yeah.
Okay, that is your father coming through to validate that he is here. Okay. He wants you to know that he hasn't missed anything in your life. I said that to you earlier. There was some confusion because when you're originally from the Philippines, as you said, but with the move over to Malta, I feel like there was some confusion or something with the move, and he wants you to know that he's the one that fixed it. I don't know what that means, and I don't know how he did it from the other side, but he said that he fixed it because it's something like something wouldn't happen, then all of a sudden it flipped a page and it happened, and you're like, oh, okay, let's just go with it. Yeah. So he wants you to know he's still taking care of you, and that now is one of your sons named after him also?
No.
Does your son have the same name as another male?
My son's name Alexander, and the other one Aiden. Mm-hmm.
And are they named after somebody else that's passed?
No.
Okay. I'm not sure exactly what that was about. Do you have any questions for your dad?
No, because sometimes I'm feeling him here. If is he around here in my place? Sometimes if someone see in my mind that you will be okay, something like that.
Yeah,
like
no, your father's fine, and he says yes, he is around you. Probably, I'd say the majority of the time. This is your oldest. No, not the oldest. The second son, he says, is a very old soul, and he talks. It's like this little, like your son was very good at playing by himself, and he said because he takes care of him all the time. He says, I'm not sure. Maybe it's not your youngest. Maybe it's your oldest. But one of them is very quiet and played by himself quite well, because I can see him sitting in a corner, and then there's a small window. And I can see him sitting there playing with your dad. So he's not missing anything. Okay, Kathleen?
Okay. I just
thank you.
Can I have another question, please?
Okay.
Because I have a boyfriend living in the U.S. right now. And then do you see him coming here in Malta to live with me?
Well, I see the possibility being there, but I feel like there's some other things that have to be cleared up before he can. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it seems like the paperwork is not going through properly, and it takes quite a bit longer than originally thought it would take. And I think maybe he might be dragging his heels a little bit.
So there's no like this year or next year but he wants to come here, just.
I don't really think it'll be this year. Possibly next year. Maybe the first 3 months of next year, maybe, is kind of where it seems like it's coming in.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Thanks so much for calling in,
Thank you.
Kathleen.
Thank you very much.
You have a beautiful day, okay? Bye-bye. So, there we go. That's from Malta. I've never talked to anybody from Malta. I'm actually probably going to have to look it up on the internet. I'm not going to lie as to where Malta is. Do you know, Chris?
No.
Uh-oh, okay. But she's going to look it up on the internet for me because that's what assistants do. I'm so excited. I have an assistant. It's so awesome. I didn't think I'd ever have one. And, I'm spoiled too. We'll just go with that. We'll just go there because my husband's probably listening. And yes, he's the one that spoils me. I'm just saying. So now what we're going to do, we were in Malta before. Now let's go all the way to Brisbane, Australia, and we'll speak with Laura Lee. How are you, Laura Lee? Are you there?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm really, really well. Are you on a highway?
No, I'm not far from a highway, though, but I'm not actually at a highway.
I just heard this, and I thought, oh, okay. How is Brisbane? How's the weather there? What are you doing this lovely day?
It's absolutely beautiful. I'm just having a stereo put in my car.
Oh yeah, because you guys are like the middle of the day or something, aren't you? In the morning, maybe?
Yeah. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon.
Right. Okay. So, how can I help you today, my darling? And it's tomorrow. I was just corrected by that guy that talks to me in the headphones. So.
No, I was just wondering if my husband passed away in January. Just anything from him or just anything in general, really.
Yeah. You've had a bit of a rough couple of years, is what I'm being told. That's how I'm feeling. Was your husband ill?
No, it was an accident.
And is there something to do with a motorcycle, or do you know someone else with a motorcycle? How do you connect with motorcycles?
He was killed in a motorbike accident.
Okay, then there you go. That's a pretty big connection, I guess.
Definitely.
And I feel like there were times that you told him, you slow down, you don't drive so crazy. Because he tells me he had such a freedom, and he said that you allowed him to have that freedom. Are you not real keen on the motorcycles?
No, I wasn't. It wasn't his. It was our son-in-law's.
Okay. Because I can hear you nagging him. I was trying to figure out a nice word to say.
Yeah, exactly right. I did.
Yeah, and he says, I guess this is the time I should have actually listened to the nagging.
Yes.
So,
definitely.
Yeah, he wants you to know that he didn't really, I don't think he really suffered. There was, Chris, could you get that fly swatter? This wasp is back. Sorry, I have a wasp that's trying to just really bite me. Okay. Did you get him? Oh, okay. So I'm going to try. This is really difficult to do when you're chased by a wasp.
Oh, no.
Okay. No, I'm kidding. He's gone now. She got him. And do you have a son?
Yes, I do.
Yes. This has been really difficult on him. Your husband says that anything. This is okay. So I take on the emotions of those when they pass and they get upset, and I really want to start crying right now. And this comes from your husband, and he says she won't believe it's me if you tell her I'm crying because I don't cry. And
He didn't.
But he says to tell you that your son is really needing to talk with him and with you.
Yep.
He needs stories. He needs stories.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
needs, hey, remember this was Dad's, jacket that he wore when we went to this concert, and, you should wear it now. And, he's very particular about that. Also, there's a female. Has your mother passed, or has his mother passed? Because there's a female energy with him right now.
No, both mothers are still alive.
Is there a friend that passed that would have been very close to him, or like a mother figure, possibly? Maybe.
Yes, his sister.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. That's as soon as sometimes it's like putting a spiritual puzzle together for me. And as soon as I hear, like I know what it is, but I can't quite get the right thing. And as soon as you say it, it's like, yep, I got it. That's exactly right. And yes, his sister.
His brother passed away 2 months before he did.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But there's still another sister living?
Yes.
Yes. They all say, can you please go and give her a hug and tell her that they don't want to see her anytime in the near future, and tell her that this time they say it with love and not just being a pain. But he's quite a lovely man. I feel like he had a really good sense of humor. Is it you with the laugh? He's telling me about your laugh. You have a really loud, cackly laugh. And he says that he could make you laugh anytime he wanted to. And there was nothing you could do about it. That's how funny he was.
Yeah, he was.
He also says to tell you that it doesn't matter what anybody says, you were his soulmate. You were the one that he was to be with all of his life. And he wants you to know that. And he says it's okay for you to go on living. He says, you don't need to be sad anymore. It's all good, my girl, my love, my sweets. You're my babe, and that's just the way it is. But it's like he's very, it's like he's very straightforward about it. He's just like, this is life. This is the way it is. Now, you pick up your big girl panties and you head on down the road and move on with life.
Yeah, he would say that.
And he says, don't ever think that I'm not around you, because I am. I spend a lot of time with you, he says. Yeah. Because there's a chair that did he have a specific spot that he always sat in, and now you're sitting there all the time? Because he tells me that you sit there and you cry, and you have I don't know if it's a shirt or a blanket that smells like him, and you just cuddle up in it. And he says, you just think that that's my shirt. It's actually me, and I'm holding on to you. So don't you forget that. And he says, no, I'm with you when you're sitting there. Do you still, there was a TV show that he watched all the time that's like, in Canada we have Trailer Park Boys or something like that. He watched it all the time, and he says, oh, we'll still watch that. You just sit there, turn it on, babe. We got it. We're there. So he spends quite a bit of time around there. Now, do you just have the one son?
No, I have a few sons, but one that he's very close to.
Okay. This is the one that I'm talking about that's having the very hard time.
Yeah, it is.
He says, but you make sure to tell all of them that I love them, because I don't feel like he got a chance to tell them that he loved them. And he says, you tell every one of them how proud I am of them. Did somebody just, I don't know if it was a graduation or they finished something and got a certificate. Did somebody just do that? Or are they about to?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he just wants to acknowledge that and say, woohoo, way to go, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, just a second here. Okay. Do you have any questions for him? Oh, he says there's an argument or something. He says no arguing.
Oh no, yeah, he would. I have the potential to have another relationship with someone. I'm just wondering what he thinks about that. I'm not sure if he would like this person.
I don't think he likes the person at all, because I just heard that he thinks that you can do better. And it's almost like he's saying, come on, hasn't even been a year. Back up a little bit. And he kind of chuckles about it, But he says, love, if you don't try, you'll never know. So he says, you do what you feel you need to do. And he says, I'll support you 100% now, just like I did when I was standing next to you and said I do. I know that you've got a good head on your shoulders, and you'll do the best thing for yourself and for the kids. Yep. So I would say give it a shot, see what happens, and leave it at that.
Yep.
That's what I'm trying to do. If you don't give this relationship a shot, are you going to wonder for the rest of your life whether it would have been the one? There you go.
I would, yeah.
So I would say, go ahead.
His accident, his accident, I just don't understand it.
I think it was a matter of just a loss of control. And I think he was going too fast to begin with.
He was.
And it was. Go ahead.
Oh, does he know that I laid with him for 2 hours afterwards? Does he know that?
Yes, ma'am, he does.
I laid with him for 2 hours.
You also talked with him and told him all kinds of things, and
yep.
Yeah, he knows.
Okay.
He says he heard every word, but he said he was standing behind you when you were laying, and just kind of he was patting something about your hair. Have you done something with your hair?
Yeah, I coloured it.
Because he's talking about your hair, and he told me that when you were laying next to him and he could hear you, and I said he was back there, and then all of a sudden he's looking at the hair and he's going, wait, talk her about her hair. Her hair, what did she do to her hair? I don't think he's impressed.
No, he wouldn't be. No, and I had it cut short. He wouldn't be.
No, he's not. He's not happy at all. So, well, I thank you so much.
He wouldn't be.
Thank you so much, Laura Lee, for allowing me to, connect with your husband. I think it was a good reading. He came through very strongly. So you have a beautiful day, and get out there and see if that relationship's the one that's going to work, okay?
Thank you so much. Everything you said was spot on.
Oh, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Okay,
you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
This is Terry Lynn Boyle coming to you from beautiful Vancouver Island. I've got probably about 40 seconds left, something like that. So I just want to let you know that you can get in touch with me at Facebook, Terry Lynn Boyle, at, Facebook, Terry Lynn Boyle, or at the Amethyst Forest. Vancouver Island Medium is the best place to get a hold of me. ameforest@shaw.ca is the email address. Other than that, just Google me. See what comes up. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful week. And remember, be kind at least 3 times a day to each person you meet. Why not? Let's make the great big explosion of kindness. Have a beautiful week, everyone. Mwah.